Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Camille. Thank you for stopping by my channel. I just wanted to get on here and do a quick video about some tips for transitioning. I know that I get a lot, asked a lot at work, like, because I recently went natural. I big chopped on January the 18th, 2013, and now I'm kind of like 2 months natural, like newly natural now. And I'm so happy and excited, and I'm like really glad about it. The best decision I've ever made for myself personally. Before I go any further, my hair is in a twist out that I just recently did, so I'm going to kind of come up closer so you can kind of see like the definition there. This is my first time like using my laptop to do it. So yeah, this is my twist out, and this is like 3 days old, so it's holding up pretty nicely. Yeah, but anyway, so some tips regarding, oh, that part just keeps getting crazy. Alright, so some tips about transitioning. I did a very long transition. To me, it was long for me. I transitioned for about 11 to 12 months when I big chopped in January. So it was 11 months, and it took me 11 months to grow my hair out the way it is here. It's stretched because I have it in the twist out. But a tip for transitioning that would have really helped me to understand a lot more about transitioning better is to try your best to transition without using heat in your hair. And I know for me, when I transitioned for all 12 months, I would wash my hair once every 2 weeks, and within that once every 2 week period, I would condition my hair, wash it with shampoo. At that point, I didn't know about sulfate-free shampoos and that whole like no cons and no silicones thing. So I was just using my motions and doing my thing. But try to stay away from using a lot of heat in your hair while you're transitioning. The reason I say that is because you don't want to spend all your time like transitioning and putting your effort and getting yourself mentally focused into becoming natural, all to at the end of the day end up with heat damage by the time you do your big chop. Now luckily for me, I didn't end up getting any heat damage by the time I did my big chop, but after watching a couple of other naturals videos, I realized like I'm really lucky because that threat and danger is out there. So just try to make sure that when you transition, like you look up styles for transitioning that don't require any heat on your hair, because that heat damage can happen. Like the flat iron can stay on too long in one spot. You never know, and you don't want to have that happen when you're transitioning. Another thing that is a good transitioning tip, I would have to say, is making sure that while you're transitioning, that you're also like deep conditioning your hair, once a month or however often you want to do it, but making sure that you're kind of getting your new growth, your natural hair that's underneath your perm, prepped and ready for when you're ready to big chop it, because you want to keep your transitioning hair underneath, which is your natural hair, as healthy as possible, because that's what's going to be out there, and that's what you're going to have shining when you when you cut all your hair off. So making sure that you do that, finding those products that really work well for your hair. Me personally, after I transitioned and big chopped, my hair loves Shea Moisture products. I use like the entire Shea Moisture line. I use that to get the results for my twist out, and I use it for my wash and goes and things of that nature. So that really worked well for me. So just kind of being aware of that, and kind of trying to get some samples if you can of products that will be able to help your hair transition, and you'll be able to use them by the time you big chop. Another transitioning tip that I would have for you is make sure that you transition and you big chop when you're ready to do it, because your hair journey, your natural hair journey, is your own. It's not your sister's, it's not your cousin's, it's not your mom's. So what if your best friend went only went 2 months without a relaxer, and then she cut all her hair off? If you're not comfortable doing that, then don't do it. Take as long as you need to transition, so that way you feel comfortable. There are a lot of videos on YouTube of women who have transitioned, some for 3 and 4 years. Like some for 3 and 4 years they transition, because it's really what's best for you when you transition. Make sure when you do that big chop, you feel it, like you feel empowered. You wake up one day, like I woke up one morning and I was like, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to get rid of my permanent ends. I just want to embrace my natural hair. And that was the best thing for me to do. But, you know, I wasn't comfortable kind of in the very, very beginning cutting all my hair off and having, you know, a really short cut because that's just not me. I wasn't comfortable with it. I would have rather grown my hair out and, you know, been more comfortable with it that way. I'm trying to think of any other transitioning tips. Yes, my last one, because I don't want this video to get too long, but my last transitioning tip for you is to learn about the different protective styles that that you can do. Like, for example, I know a lot of naturals who, when they're going natural, they decide that they want to get box braids. They decide they want to get micro braids, Senegalese twists, kinky twists. They want to get weaves in, and make sure as a natural, like you're transitioning in your process, that you research what those things have, how they can affect your hair, both your permed and your transitioning hair. Because I've known people who've gone natural around the same time that I did, and they would constantly do braids without giving their hair a break in between, and all of a sudden they notice, like, hey, they don't, you know, they don't have any edges. Their edges are coming off. Or they notice that they're getting excessive breakage, you know, around the hairline. And you want to kind of, you know, give your hair a chance to grow and a chance to be, you know, a chance to just flourish while you're going natural and not do anything that's detrimental to it. I personally feel like braids are a great way for you to transition to natural. But you have to give yourself some time. Like, don't keep your braids in for 5 months, and then when you take them out, you're frustrated because your hair started locking. Like, your hair needs constant moisture. Both your permed hair and your transitioning natural hair both need moisture to be able to grow. So think about that when you're getting those weaves and those braids. Like, how am I going to moisturize these braids? You know, set a time frame for it. If you want to be a long-term transitioner and you want to do it with braids or weaves, that's perfectly fine. That's solely up to you. But make sure that you have a game plan set up of, I'm going to go natural. I'm going to keep braids in for 3 months. I'm going to have no braids in for 3 months to let my hair, you know, be able to breathe and rejuvenate itself and be able to regrow, you know, anything that, regrow from any trauma that there might be, because everybody's hair is different. Everybody's hair handles styles differently. So, you know, you can do 3 months of braiding, 3 months off, and just do protective styles. And ladies, if you are half permed and you know, sorry, excuse me, half relaxed and half natural, you can still do twist outs. You can do braid outs. You can do bantu knots. You can do all of that, you know, while you're in those in-between stages. So definitely check out the wonderful natural community that's here on YouTube to see those ideas or see those methods of how you are able to transition, so that way you make it to your goal of being 100% natural, because I love it. Like, I love being natural. Alright, well, that's it. My video went a little bit over, but if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and comment. Bye.